your audience member when you're generating your videos is of course by using callouts. When we are looking in Camtasia, callouts would be right next to the zoom and pan function. So I'm going to click on callouts in this panel, and that will give me access to all of the various callout item types. So each one of these elements we can add to our timeline for wherever our playhead is. At this point, I want to specifically point out my VSU. So I'm going to use a special kind of callout where it pretty much is a spotlight shape. To do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to locate that type of callout by clicking on the up or down arrows here. And I happen to find it now after several clicks down, and there it is, my spotlight callout. So if I click on spotlight, you'll notice that a new track element has been set in on my timeline, and it automatically has a fade in and a fade out. Here you see the properties of this specific track item: fade in, fade out. So here we could control the intensity, so I can pretty much darken everything out, or I can leave it where it's just has some semblance of what's around it, but I definitely want to focus on what's in the center there in the canvas. Also have the ability to control how long the fade in and fade out are. I usually leave it at about 1 second. That's a fair amount of time. You'll also be able to expand the duration simply by left clicking and dragging the timeline element from the left or the right ends of this specific animation. I'll go ahead and move this down. I don't really need a really long spotlight to be pushed there, and it automatically snaps to this playhead. So if I were to position my playhead over to the left a little bit, move my animation track that I've created over to the left, it'll automatically snap to this playhead. The next thing that you'll notice is you have the shape icon, or the shape outline, within your canvas area. And that outline, of course, represents this specific object. At this point, you can left click and drag the shape to any position in your presentation that you would like to have outlined, or have that animation effect appear over. So in this case, I'm going to put it where my VSU is, and it's kind of hard to see, so let me just click play to preview the animation. And of course, you might want to listen to what is being described here to verify that what you're trying to point out matches with the audio narration. But that essentially is how you use the animations, or one animation in particular, which is the spotlight tool. If you want to add a callout text, so let's actually zoom out of this entire area, and let's just pretend like we're going to call out to a different area. So again, I'll click on callouts, and if I were to select another object in this listing, I would actually make a mistake at this point. And the reason why I would make a mistake is because I still have this previous animation highlighted. It's still highlighted blue. I need to make this animation, or this track element, gray. To do so, I'll just click somewhere off the element inside the track, and now it's deselected. So I've deselected that element, and now I can insert a new item or callout in any spot I would like within my timeline. So again, I'm going to move my playhead to a spot of interest. So I'll pretend like this is my spot of interest, and simply add a callout little text box. So I'll choose maybe this thought bubble. So I'll click a thought bubble, and let's pretend like I'm making a cute animation of whatever this person is thinking. So I have my thought bubble there, and you'll notice that I now have available to me within the callouts window a text box. So here you might want to type in whatever it might be that you're interested in typing. This is VSU's homepage. You know, whatever it might be, and you'll see that that text appears within the callout. You have control of the text color, or not the text color, but the color of the background of your specific element or item that you've added. So I might want to change this to red, or some other color that might be there. I could even click on the eyedropper tool in the drop-down menu for this paint bucket icon, and maybe select a color that matches more to what I see within my canvas. Let me choose that background. And it actually has a gradient fill that's already over it, so that's not something you have too much control over at this point because the style is already in place.